Guys, good night, gentle people. We're here once again on the Sports Frenzzyy Live show. This is where we discuss all sporting matters. We're not inside the box, we're always thinking outside the box in terms of our sports discussion. And I'm your host, Levon, and with me tonight I have Ryan Lawson and also have Christopher Lynch. Shakes will join a little bit later, but we have an interesting show lined up. Gentle folks, how are you doing? Ryan?
Here.
Lynch?
Having a good night, sir. Looking forward.
Blessings, man. All right, so this is where we're going to start. We're going to start with some cricket action because we saw some over the weekend and we actually called the match and it turned out exactly how we expected it. The Trinidad and Tobago Red Force romping. Well, they absolutely massacred the Guyana Jaguars team. Trinidad took first strike. Well, they were sent in by the Guyana team and they accumulated 362 for 5 with one Lendell Simmons scoring 146 runs. Evan Lewis got 57, Darren Bravo 47, Nicholas Puran got 39, Pollard got 23, and Ramding got 27. In their turn at bat, Guyana made 210 all out, and if it wasn't for that brilliant innings by Raymond Reefer, that 97 not out, it could have been curtains of them way earlier than that. And this goes to show that who said that the Trinidad team is basically better than the current West Indies setup itself. So this wasn't no normal performance, and one Ravi Rampal had a very good tournament and he took 4 for 52 in the final. First up, Lynch, how you saw that?
I think it wasn't no surprise to anybody that been following the competition. And the worst thing could happen to Guyana was Lendell Simmons. See the night before that he wasn't named in the ODI team. And I think that drove him that drove him to make some runs, and he did come to the party and made 146. I think that really put pressure on him because I think that's a shocker that he finished third in the run scoring and didn't make the West Indies ODI team. So I think that was just bad for Guyana to come up against. Guyana start with probably no chance. The Trinidad team was heavily favored to win this game. And Guyana thought they wanted to bowl and let Trinidad chase since they haven't done it in the tournament. And it still wasn't as any effect to what Trinidad can do because they basically backed themselves and no one thought Guyana was going to win once they had more than 300 runs on the board.
But Ryan, you saw the final, right?
Some of it.
All right, first off, I can't remember where Trinidad was at. What I think it was 113 or thereabouts, between 113 to 130 for 130 without lost after 25 overs. And the commentators were saying that they need to up the ante, and they tried doing that when Moti came on, and that was the end of Evan Lewis. At that point in time, we were actually thinking that, all right, Darren Bravo is a slow starter. Why didn't we put more pressure on this team? Because the captaincy from Leon Johnson right through the entire match was very poor. His bowling changes right through the entire fixture was like atrocious. What do you make of the Guyana team itself?
Well, look at it this way. Look at who Trinidad has in the back. You have Pollard, you have Puran. They are big hitters at the ball. So Trinidad was always going to up the ante after over number 30. They normally say after 30 overs, you look at the score and you double it to have an idea of what the 50 inning score would be. But Trinidad basically did more than double the score after 30 overs. And it is because of the hitters Trinidad have in the back. And once you lay the foundation for a Trinidad team, expect the hitters to come good. Because Puran is an exceptional striker of the ball, and so is Pollard. And they have other people around them, like the Bravos. And, well, we know what Lewis, people. Yeah, we know. And plus, we know what Lewis and Simmons can do at the top already. So it was a 300 score after 30 overs. Should have been expected, but 360 though was going above the par expectation.
But also, I pointed out earlier the captaincy was poor. Niall Smith was actually the best bowler on show for the Guyana team, right? And because of Leon Johnson's poor judgment and poor captaincy, the man not even finished bowling his 10 over quarter. He ended up with 9 overs. While Romare Shepherd, who was awful right throughout, with a lot of short deliveries, short length deliveries and sometimes right in the slot, he ended up conceding over 100 runs off his 10 overs. You're telling me that a man was going at roughly between 5 to 6 runs per over. You didn't place the innings well, and you ended up bowling that man 1 over short. Simply means that his captaincy was very poor throughout the entire match, man. And
Yeah,
some of the time you have certain coaches. Let's use a football analogy here. A coach might be going up against a big team and him try to do too much and end up losing the game because he tries to do too much. I think that is maybe what happened with the captain there. He knew that Trinidad batted very deep and maybe he wanted to try something outside of the box and it just did not work out.
All right, Shakes, what's your overall take on the match itself?
Oh, personally, I didn't get to watch that game.
The captaincy was like what I say. You have to be critical of it, but I thought he basically he basically panicked because he saved Versamy Permal. He took long to bowl him, but finally when he bring Versamy Permal now and think that he's going to tighten the screws, he went for runs too. So he's like, oh God, I saved him. He saved Versamy Permal because he think Trinidad is going to try and get runs at the back end. But then when he comes, he was going at 9 and over. So I think he just panicked and he continued to bowl Shepherd, which was a big mistake, like you said.
All right, look at it from this standpoint, and I'm glad that you brought that up. Permal is those type of bowler that bowl with rhythm. So if you're just going to bring him on when the hitters are in, we expect it will happen. At the point in time, Moti has been your go-to man throughout the entire competition. He has been the one that has taken the most wickets in the tournament. Why is it that you didn't save him back since as you wanted someone to be that wicket taker when these big hitters were in and try to get Permal in to actually build up a little, conjure up something that he actually have a rhythm to bowl into instead of bringing him in straight as the hitters were in. And guess what? Backfired big time, and again, captaincy was poor, but congrats to the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. Proved that they were a better team right throughout and they're head, shoulders, and heels over these teams. All right. West Indies series against Sri Lanka will start on the 3rd of this month. That in the next 2 days. Lynch, I'm going to start with you again. What do you see any sort of light as to West Indies getting any sort of victory or performing admirably in this series?
You said the test or the ODI or the... You mean all?
All right. First up, we'll start with T20.
The T20, I think we always have a good team in T20, and most of the players that they pick in the T20 team, outside of Ravi Rampal, probably who is showing like a farm in ODI, I think that's the only exception. But they have a good T20 team, and I expect them to win. I expect them to win the series comfortably.
Comfortably.
Yeah.
Okay. So with the ODI team, who you see them stacking up against?
I think they are short a bowler or two, and I said they should have found somewhere to put Lendl Simmons in that team. I don't know how they leave out Lendl Simmons, and I see at least two batsmen that I could have took out just to put in Simmons. But I think they are short two bowlers, so I don't know how they're going to stack up against Sri Lanka. Short two bowler, they're going to go for runs, and they're going to be leave to chase a lot if they are chasing whenever they are chasing. So I don't have no confidence in the ODI team, to be honest. No, must be no.
You made mention of the T20 team that you said you have removed 2 players and tried some way to fit Simmons in. Which 2 players are those? In the ODI, which 2 players are those?
Darren Bravo didn't have a better season than Simmons just now. Kyle Myers, I would have to give Simmons the edge because the form that he has shown in the over those two. Because you cannot take out a bowler because they are already sharp bowlers. So you have to look for two batsmen who could play, and he could have played in front of any one of those.
But remember that Mears can show his little lollipop bowling. So what if they're looking at it as a standpoint that Mears will be batting all around?
They're going to try and bowl him, and that's why I would have took out Darren Bravo. They have a love affair with Darren Bravo, and I don't see why. They could have went with Simmons.
Alright, and the test match series, so you see them stacking up against them because you expect a full strength team to be on show, and they just recently got a victory over Bangladesh on Bangladesh turf, so they have a little momentum going for them. So you see them stacking up against Sri Lanka side.
Expect them to win this one again because the likes of Jason Holder and Chase comes back, and if the batting is going
hold on, stick up in. That's not a shorty because remember that they said he failed the fitness test.
Who failed it?
Rastan Chase.
He failed it.
That's for the ODI.
Yeah, but
you're anticipating also that would go across into the test.
Yeah, but if you fail it for the ODI, so hold on, Ryan. I want to get something here, right?
I don't know the criteria. I'm just saying.
That is what I was about to say.
I don't know how them do, because Hetmeyer failed it and Hetmeyer makes century in the Super 50, so I don't know what their criteria is.
Yeah, but I was going to ask you the question that how are you supposed to fail for the ODI team yet make it for the test team? And people are going to...
Western is that strange place. I never know anything where they are concerned.
Hold on, a lot of people are... Hold on, here's one of our commenters, Christopher Harvey, saying that Chase and Emery passed the fitness test for the test series.
Same thing?
Shakes, being a man that is in the medical field, how do you explain that a man failed fitness test when it comes on to the T20 and the ODI, yet they pass the fitness test for the test series? How does that make any sense?
Well, that's not really common logic. I don't know how they work that one out. And why I said this is simple. Test cricket is 5 days. T20 is a few hours. It is easier for a man to break down over 5 days than for him to break down over a few hours, right? And especially if it is a key player. So in the batting department, you're obviously going to have to stand at the crease for longer, right? Yeah, you might not do as much running, quote unquote, when you compare it to T20, even though running is not wasting this thing in any format at all, right? But you obviously would have a bit more running in test cricket. So just thinking about the muscles, you're obviously going to have much more work to do in a test series. And it's not just a one game, right? It's a test series. So you're obviously going to have more work to do in both T20 and ODIs.
All right, hold on a second. Sorry. Here's Led McCurran saying that the test standard is less. For example, Cornwall, but I can rubbish that point doing because all right, look at this. You're saying that it's less. Chris Gayle at 40. Chris Gayle, who right throughout his entire career don't run much, is more fitter than a Hetmeyer. And
but what are they checking for? We don't know what they're checking for where the fitness is concerned, you know. And we also don't know if, remember that test that T20 and ODI are fast pace. So we don't know what grades they're checking for as it compares to the faster format as a format. So I'm saying we don't know. Layman, it don't look like it make any sense to us on the outside looking in. But thinking about it, there must be some method to the madness in the sense of one, the test and the ODI and the T20 are faster pace, so maybe those guys, when they check them for whatever they're looking for, they are not up to that standard, and then the test is such a slow pace. I don't know. I'm just saying.
So here's Euroscience saying that the fitness is based on the individual's optimal level. But
what does that mean?
Uriel, Explain that, because alright, the thing that I don't get, they're explaining all of that, right? However, Chris Gale still makes the T20 squad over Hetmeyer. What's the explanation for that? You tell me that Chris Gale at what, 41 now? Not saying that he can't be, but
Isn't Chris Gale older than that?
41.
Oh, 41?
yeah, man, it's
Oh.
41. But I'm saying that look at it from this standpoint. Chris Gale at 41, yes, he can be fitter than Edmire, yes. However, throughout Chris Gale's entire career, the man didn't run none at all. So you tell me that Edmire, who is a better fielder, has proven in the recently concluded Super 50 because he ended the tournament, joined second with, well, joined first with Puran as the leading catch taker throughout, right? So you tell me that that man can make the T20 squad over other players. Okay, what's in his cricket for you?
Exactly.
But Shakes, how you see this entire series going? First up, the T20 series.
I like the T20 squad, right? Especially based on the opponents that we're playing in Sri Lanka. A lot of people would not have seen Sri Lanka for a very long time, right? For those who have watched them, they set up for Sri Lanka in terms of even for Test cricket. You only have a few players that come good for every game, right? Meaning two players might come good, one bowler, one batsman, but they have not been consistent for probably the last 4 years in Test cricket at least, right? So you might have had it, but I can't recall off the top of my head where you have like two Sri Lankans making a century in a game, right? You might just have one standout player,
I
and
think it happened recently now. I think what's his name
there was a
again?
game.
Yeah, I think his name is Third made a century in that game, and also Angela Matthews. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
if memory serves me correct, I think both of them did in the same innings.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess that's one game, right? But as I said, just if you've been following cricket circles, you would realize that you've not heard any Sri Lankan player's name being mentioned in cricket circles, whether T20, ODI, or Test cricket. So for the Test series, I do believe that West Indies can compete. I would not be surprised if West Indies beat Sri Lanka in that Test series. The ODI, boy, that's always up for grabs for me because I believe that is our worst format.
Yep.
Yeah, so that series is 3 games for the ODI series. So that series can go either way. I wouldn't be surprised if Sri Lanka wins that one 2-1 for the T20. Also, as I said, I like that squad. Yeah, people might say you have a lot of the older guys that are coming in terms of players that we had in the past. But guess what? They have performed to an extent in T20, so they should live up to their billing. And they've been playing a lot of T10. Some of those players have been playing T10. So if you can translate that form to the T20 version, I believe that puts you in good stead. So West Indies to win that series along with the Test series.
But
The
the ODI
ODI,
now.
the ODI, yeah. I'll probably go 2-1 Sri Lanka.
Well, both of them are two rubbish teams, so I can expect anything. Ryan, how is this series panning out?
All right. For the T20, advantage West Indies. And it's clear that West Indies is also targeting the World Cup at the end of this year, where the team selection is concerned, because they went back for some of the old guards. So you know that they are looking at solidifying a team for the World Cup. Because a lot of the younger players have not come through properly as yet. So they're just saying, okay, let us go back to what we know. So I expect West Indies to take the T20. The ODI, that can go anywhere. West Indies play ODI like they're playing T20. So West Indies, that will make 200 and get ball out in 30 workers in ODI. So that can go anywhere.
Well, the recently concluded series, Ryan, West Indies never made any 200 against Bangladesh in the ODI series.
Yeah, that is our worst format.
Yeah.
So that can go anywhere. Test now, I advantage West Indies again, given the fact that how we performed in Bangladesh, and a lot of people will be fighting for their places. The ones who performed in Bangladesh will be looking at the fact that the established players are coming back, and the established players will be looking over their shoulders because people coming for their game. So hopefully I am not wrong and West Indies performs, because we know West Indies can dish out anything at any time. There's no consistency. No consistency where we are concerned in.
Well, yeah, you can agree on one thing. There's one thing that is consistent, is the inconsistency of West Indies.
And another thing is consistent, the corner we are turning.
We've been hearing that for years now.
They turn in the corner and the building.
Precisely.
All right.
So, but overall, though, I say T20, West Indies, Test West Indies, Sri Lanka. I see where Sri Lanka can take the one days.
All right. So, all three of you agree that West Indies will take the T20 series and the Test series, but the ODI series is where all three of you are iffy about. All right. So, we'll move on from that and we'll go directly into football, and since we're going to do some EPL review that took place. Well, the EPL action that took place over the weekend, we're going to review it. So first up, some Man City getting a 2-1 victory over West Ham. John Stones and Ruben Diaz popping up with the goals for City. And quickly, doesn't this prove somewhat of a championship mettle when your central defenders are the ones that are popping up for the goals when the forwards are not scoring? Just imagine that. And quickly, I'm going to start off with you, Ryan, on this one. Ryan?
Here.
Yeah, man, you take it on.
Well, I expected West Ham to give City a game and for City to find a way to win the game. And it played out in exact fashion. I never expected their two central defenders to be the scorers, but they found a way, and that is what championship teams do. They find a way to win games. And it shows that City will be EPL champion. I don't know about Champions League or anything else, but they are nail on to be the champions of the EPL.
I'll also point out that Josep Guardiola got his 200th win in 273 games, so strike rate is very good. Won't waste so much time there because, again, we call that game here. We said that we expected a tight fixture, but City to scrape past them. Next up, we saw West Brom taking on Brighton. Again, the sports frenzy panel got this one correct. We said that Brighton will play pretty, but West Brom with the dogged style will end up probably nicking it. And so said, so done. West Brom running out 1-0 victors. Christopher Lynch, how you saw that one?
Like you said, Brighton been playing good, but that's what happened when you play teams similar to you. West Brom is not much off than Brighton, but it's always who want it more and who take the chance on the day when it comes down to two teams like West Brom and Brighton. I thought Brighton would have edged it. I thought so. But like I said, Brighton, West Brom took their chances, and I think Brighton didn't.
Also pointed that Welbeck missed a penalty. Well, Welbog. So they could have gotten a point from that game, and
it's 2 penalties.
They could have gone 3 points and missed 2 penalties.
Yes, and also there was some controversial moment in the game where the ball ended up in West Brom net. Initially, Lee Mason blew it off and said no goal. He then said goal, then he went over to VAR and ruled it out. So this wasn't a weekend for the referees. The referees over this weekend was very poor in the league.
Which weekend has been a weekend for referees?
Go again?
Which weekend has ever been a weekend for the referees?
Can I just add a little on that?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Let me just point out that referee, his name is Lee Mason, a name that I've called along with Mike Dean on this program before. Think about it, guys. A referee reffing an EPL game did not remember, or he had short-term memory lapse or loss, if you want to use that word, of not remembering whether or not he blew the whistle 2 times before that ball went in the back of the net. He did not even remember that, right? So that when you talk about him giving the goal, as in first not awarding, then awarding, and then going to the pit side monitor, that's why you see some of these conversations that the ref has. You see, just like in cricket, we need to hear it.
Exactly.
Right? So that there is transparency.
Agreed upon. But next up, we saw Leeds taking on Aston Villa. And if there's one thing about Leeds, Leeds is one of the most inconsistent side in the league. They give you a good game this week, and then the following week, they're back down to earth. So we saw Aston Villa getting a 1-0 victory over them. Lynch.
Aston Villa, they are very inconsistent, just like Leeds. It's two team that has been like that. They will come good this week and then next week. So it's two similar team again playing each other. And I don't think anyone would have thought that any one of them didn't have a chance to win. But like I said, how those games normally go, it's who normally take their chances. That's how those games normally end up. Especially teams that you expect to fight for relegation and trying to stay into top flight football. They are basically in survival mode. They're always feeling as if they need points against each other because they'll be fighting out at the end. So again, Aston Villa, no shocker that they get a 1-0 win. I think again the better team on the day, the team that took their chance win.
Agreed upon. Next up, we saw Newcastle taking on Wolves. I said it on the previous live that both these teams needed a victory, but also pointed out that this is a game that might end in a draw. And it ended just in that vein that Newcastle won, Wolves won. Ryan.
Well, Newcastle could have won it at the death because I think they had a goal line chance. Was it? Yeah. So that game could have gone anyway because both teams created chance and they did not take their chances outside of the 1 goals that they scored. So it was a game that could have gone anyway, but it wasn't the most exciting game though.
Yeah, and one thing to point out though that Newcastle lost both Almiron and Saint Maximin to injuries.
Yeah. Yes. And they got back Dubravka.
Yeah, and as I rightly said just now, it was his save at the death that saved them from losing. Because you know that Wolves could have won it as well.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah. They also got a chance.
It was Wolves, man. Remember that Silva was almost certain of scoring until Dubravka popped up and pushed it onto the post.
Yeah.
So, yeah, again, the Sports Frenzzyy show got that one correct as well. Next up, we saw Crystal Palace taking on Fulham, and it ended in a 0-0 draw. We expected Fulham was being playing decent over the past couple of times, but this time it wasn't to be. They had opportunities to get the points, and they probably will look at it at the end of the season and said, "Oh, 2 points lost." If it comes down to that at the end of the season, where they actually needed a point or 2 points of survival, but it wasn't to be for them. Lynch, how you saw that one?
Yeah, I think Fulham would have felt like they lose that game because they outplayed Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace probably didn't have a shot on target. I left it at probably like 80 minutes. I didn't have a shot on target up until then. And Fulham was the better team right throughout. Like I say, I watched it up until like 80, 81, 82 minutes. And Fulham looked in charge and looked like they just need to take a chance and win the game. But however, that chance didn't come. So it finished just like a similar game at where did that play? With a blue and a red team.
All right, next up we saw Arsenal getting a 3-1 victory over Leicester. A match that we never really expected it to end in this vein. And one of our previous analysts, Bones, was somewhat shocked when he saw the lineup because man don't like Willian and those players. They were actually asking what about this lineup. But Arsenal ended up with a 3-1 victory. Shakes quickly.
Yeah, so 3-1 scoreline. I don't think Leicester offered a lot in the game apart from that good goal that Tielemans scored. Arsenal for me, they were the better team on the day. They were more incisive. We do know that Leicester's away form is better than their home record, right? So that continued with that 3-1 scoreline. David Luiz getting a good goal. Yeah, we all know the penalty handball, right? And Pepe, he also, it was a decent team move. I guess people would just be surprised about the score line, but as I said, if you were going based on home form versus away form, then you're not surprised by Leicester not doing well at home. Many teams seem to be doing that in the EPL. They're good at one particular ground, whether home versus away.
But Leicester was missing James Maddison due to injury, and also in the match they had two more injuries because Johnny Evans and Harvey Barnes went down injured as well, and also on the Arsenal team, Emile Smith Rowe went down injured. And Arteta came out and said that he's one of those persons that was always saying that the cluster of fixtures will cause a lot of teams this pain of injuries and all that. And here it is with these teams now, especially Leicester. Leicester has at least between 7 to 10 first teamers actually hot injured currently.
Mm-hmm.
And is it a case of fatigue or players being overplayed or the cluster of fixtures? What do you think, Lynch? Quickly.
Well, a particular coach come and said 5 substitution could fix that, but everyone, I guess, I think 5 substitution should be able to fix it. And I don't think the fixture, that's how it has been. I don't have no problem with it. We are in a new time and we just have to live with how it goes. I have no complaints about it.
All right, Ryan. Tottenham ran out 4-0 victors over Burnley. You can actually call it the Gareth Bale show because he was on top form in that match. It was one of the best fixtures I've seen Bale played for the longest while.
In
Tottenham running
years.
out victors. First time Bale has scored 2 goals in over 7 years, I believe. Quickly,
No,
your take on it.
didn't he score 2 in the Champions League final?
No, I think it's in the league.
Oh, league you're talking. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking overall.
So Ryan, quickly.
You remember when Jose Mourinho went to the training ground and asked him if he wanted to go back to Real Madrid, where he does not play? I guess he does not want to go back to Real Madrid where he does not play. So it seems as if Bale is taking time to find himself. I don't know what happened, why it took him 6 months, because he's not a stranger to the Premier League. But I guess Mourinho wants what Mourinho wants. So I guess he's now delivering on what the coach is asking for, and he's now performing in the Europa League and now the Premier League. So let us see how long this lasts, because Spurs have been hit and miss quite a lot this season. So
Or it's more a case of Mourinho is in a spot of bother, so desperate time call for desperate measures, and he has to draw for those players.
It also could be that, but we can also look at the fact that he, prior to this, Bale was doing well in the Europa League recently. So it can be a mixture of both, to be honest.
All right, boss. But the run-out victors, once again, Kane was on the score sheet, although he missed quite a few opportunities, because I was watching that match and he had a gilt-edged missed chance of a sun cross again, but again, he was once again on the score sheet, and people are saying that a lot of people are saying that they can't wait to see the Fab. A lot of people are saying that they can't wait to see the Fab Four between Bale, Son, Kane, and Dele Alli, because they're actually looking forward to seeing all 4 of them playing together. Next up, yesterday was Chelsea taking on Man United. a fixture that had draw written all over it before it was even being played. So if you are a betting man, you just go out and buy that match for a draw. But once again, this was a match marred by some of our controversy because some people are saying that it was a penalty, some are saying that it wasn't. The referee, it's alleged that said to Maguire that it was a penalty, but he couldn't give it based on the backlash that would follow it. Shakes, I know that you're a man that follow United because you're a United fan, so your take on the match itself and that penalty call and what the referee had said to Shaw. And well, I mean, Maguire.
Oh, you want me to speak on what the referee said to Maguire?
Yeah, man, go ahead, man.
Oh, I don't know if I really want to touch that because that, you see, that is just a rumor unless we actually hear certain things. And coming from Harry Maguire, I'm not gonna take his word. He has a police record in Greece, so I'm not gonna take his word for it. So sorry. So I prefer not to comment on that aspect. Overall, the match, you rightfully said that draw was written all over it, right? I believe it was a very boring match. A lot of these games between the so-called top teams, especially when Manchester United playing, yeah, it's just a snooze fest all season. Apart from the 6-1 that we got, it's really been a snooze fest. I really don't want to touch too much on the Manchester United aspect. Why? Because they say all the supporters going to say that, and the fans going to say that are going too hard at Manchester United, right? So Shakes is gonna just be here in his little corner and accept that we're in the top 4. We got one additional point. Our goal difference did not go down. So I'm here telling all the positives. Our backline did not concede, even though De Gea had to make 2 crucial saves. What else? Fred and McTominay, they played and they were so energetic on the field. Martial came on and he did the best that he could. Bruno,
Shakes,
yes,
enough of the sarcasm.
yeah, man. Bruno, he played
Shakes,
well
enough of the
against the,
sarcasm.
the,
This
the,
is
the,
this
the
is
top
this is not
6
Shakes. This is
teams.
absolutely not Shakes. Boss man, cut to the chase. Be the Shakes that we know. They will say,
But
yo,
but 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 Levon, I'm telling you all the reasons, as in the positive reasons that
hold on.
we
You're
got the
saying
draw.
Shakes. You're saying what the people want you to say. This is not Shakes. Boss man, give us your honest opinion on the game, but that's not the matter.
Listen, I've always wanted the best for Manchester United, right? And for me, I can't be satisfied with a draw every single day. Listen, there's no way I must be playing against a big team and I'm falling asleep during the game. No way, right? Even if the team is scoring on my team, it better I can get up and cuss my team about something. But boy, I just don't know, right? And you see, to avoid headache sometimes, we just watch the Manchester United game and just leave it as it is. Because for me, I can't understand the lack of ambition, especially against a Chelsea team. Seeing that we're so good away from home, we were playing at Stamford Bridge, right? So I believe that we should have actually gone for the 3 points. If we're a club aspiring to be at the top of the EPL, because it's only at the top, as in the position number 1, can you actually get a trophy? I believe that you have to win these games and you have to have more ambition. The coach cannot continue being a coward. Some of the players on the field cannot continue being cowards. People need to realize that, listen, you're playing for a particular shirt, you have to be Manchester United quality. So don't be happy. Don't be happy about settling for a draw. Don't be happy coming out and talking about a referee. And when I say happy, in terms of happy to talk about what the referee did not give you, it doesn't make any sense, right? Go score goals. Score goals, win the match. If we score goals and not rely on penalties, we won't have to be talking about referees week in, week out.
Shakes,
Because
can I stop you for a minute? You know that this is the most rational you have ever seen discussing Manchester United. Carry on.
Levon,
Carry on, boss.
Yeah, as I was saying. So don't come out and don't come out and talking about refs. That's why I say I really don't want to talk about whatever. I saw the ref talking to Harry Maguire, you know. But as I said, Harry Maguire will say things that the Manchester United fan base wants to hear. Right?
But
Because I
Chef,
saw his expression.
that is one thing that I can't disagree with you on.
It was Shaw who actually said it, you know.
No. I'm saying the ref was the one that I saw him standing, because remember he went to drop the ball at Harry's foot, you know.
Oh, you're
Right?
saying maybe Harry told Shaw something that the ref did not say?
Yeah, man, he would have
No,
communicated
man,
it.
no, man. Shaw actually heard it. Remember that Shaw came out and Shaw said that he heard the ref say
Yeah,
to
but you
8.
see, at the end of the day, Levon, I did not see any TV picture that shows Shaw standing next to Harry Maguire and the ref. So I can't just work with that.
Check. One thing that you mentioned before I forget my train of thought that I agree with is that being that you're playing for Manchester United, you should not be relying on that one sole thing in the game. Barcelona, go out and go score a goal. Simple as that. Stop relying upon referee to make calls, because it's obvious that referee not going to give a call. From Klopp come out and talk about the penalties, you realize that you did not get any. Stop focus on that, man. Go play football, score goals. Goals win the matches, man. Don't leave the game to be decided by the referee. It's decided by them, yes, because they can score the goal and rule it out offside or infringement or whatnot. But still, put the ball in the back of the net.
But Levon, in this game, right? We did not concede a goal. So where we fell down was the attacking third, where we did not create enough chances to score a goal. So that was our problem in this game.
While I accept you're blaming a coach for all of that, the one guy that the team depend on just didn't show up. Kante had him all day for dinner. So that's as far as the team go most times. If Bruno does suffer in the last third.
Christopher, look at it from this point. What Shakes has always said is that Manchester United as a team should not be over reliant on one person. That if that one person doesn't show up, it's like everything just dead and flat for the team. No, man, it's not supposed to be like that. But hold on, I'm going to let Ryan give his thoughts on the game itself and that same decision. Was it a penalty or not, Ryan?
For me, no, for two reasons. One is not because I'm a Chelsea fan. So let me get that out of the way. The first reason is because you know that there is an allowance in the law that says if the player is shadowed, something like that, and the ball hits his hand, then it is not a penalty. I don't remember exactly the wording of it, but it insinuates that. And you can clearly see that the ball came past Greenwood and then hit Hudson-Odoi in his hand. And also the fact that Greenwood's hand was on the Hudson-Odoi's hand, and we don't know, maybe it hit it towards the ball because it was right underneath his hand. So it could be both things that the ref looked at and said, okay, this does not seem intentional. So for me, that was not a penalty.
All right, overall, what do you make
of
the
overall game itself?
Your team.
Well, anybody could have, as you said earlier, this was a nail-on draw. The only thing I got wrong was I wanted it to be a scoring draw, so I actually get to see goals. So I had a 1-1 prediction in mind, but that was stupid of me to expect this game to have goals in it.
All right, here is LP Stiller front in a comment section asking that did it hit Greenwood on first? No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
All right, we move on, and we saw Liverpool finally getting a victory. Finally feeling what a victory feels like for the longest while. 2-0 victory over the worst team in the league, Sheffield United. Lynch, this is all yours.
If they didn't beat Sheffield, who is at the bottom of the table, then Liverpool, things would have looked very bad on them. They have been playing good football, just can't find the back of the net for some reason. Firmino, we need a watch couple games now, and it's evident that we're missing Jota. we need somebody who is going to put the ball in the back of the net. And the first half, Firmino should have done that on probably 2 occasions. And he's looking for Salah or Mane when he just needs to take a shot at goal most times. But he keeps passing the ball, and I think that's where we fall down. But luckily, we get some break in the second half, and we deservedly win the game. Sheffield didn't really play anything much to say. They get probably a header that I see that they should have scored. It was a clear-cut header. Should have scored it.
It was offside though. My goal was offside.
No, the one that he had at the side of the post.
Yeah, man, that was offside. After the one that Adrian saved.
No, he didn't save it. Just after the first goal, about 5 minutes after,
okay.
have equalized. That was
what about the Vestergaard? What about the Vestergaard chance? What you thought of that? Seeing that Alisson was not in goal.
Vestergaard was Southampton. That was today.
Oh, sorry.
Shakes. Come on, man. Wake up, man. But Lynch, you mentioned one thing that I want to get at.
Yeah.
Why are you being critical of Firmino? Don't Liverpool fans says that's the type of striker they want? They need a defensive striker that link the play between Mane and Salah. So why are you being critical, boss?
What do you mean Liverpool fans?
Quite a few Liverpool fans, including one, Demo, says he doesn't have a problem with Firmino and is scoring regularly.
No, if we had a natural goal scorer, we wouldn't have suffered so bad in most of the games. Firmino does play good. But
you know that there was an incident early in the game where Firmino should have passed the ball to the young guy, Jones, and he took the shot. The first shot, I think it was the first chance of the game. He took the shot when he should have passed it to Jones.
There was another chance in that game. There was another chance in the game where he should have taken the shot and he opted to make the pass. And it got cut out when he was basically in the 6-yard box.
So he's not making the right decisions.
No, when Firmino takes a shot, he looks like he's basically passing the ball to the goalkeeper. That's how he looks these days.
Yeah.
All right, so Lynch, Demo, one of your fellow Liverpool supporters, right?
Yeah.
He's one that doesn't rate Erling Haaland. Do you think that he would actually fit into Klopp's system perfectly?
Repeat that, Demo.
Demo is one of those people that don't rate Erling Haaland. Yeah. Would you love to have him at Liverpool right now?
Yeah, I think we need a natural number 9. Firmino can play now because he can always play midfield because he plays good. He can always play midfield. He can always come off the bench. But we need a number 9.
But you have to change the entire system to accommodate a centre forward like Haaland.
So,
you can't just take out Firmino and put Haaland, or shift Firmino to the right or the left and put Haaland and expect the system to be flowing just the same. The system would have to have tweaks to facilitate number 9 that does not drop as deep as a Firmino.
Yeah, hold on a second, Ryan, I don't think you watch Haaland enough. Haaland drop deep a lot.
Yeah, but he's not a Firmino type striker. He's not a false 9. He's not a false 9. He's a 9.
Yeah, he is. But that means
so the system itself would have to have some tweaks in it to facilitate a pure 9.
All in all, we don't have a score in midfield, and outside of Mane and Salah, we can't depend on Firmino for a goal. Like we don't think we midfield going to score. We always, when anybody look at Liverpool, they say, "Oh, Mane or Salah soon score." Nobody thinking nobody else is going to really score. We don't have a goal.
Let me add this. As it pertains to number 9 and Klopp's system, I don't think we have, over the years, we have got a chance to see a true number 9 in Klopp's system, because even for Lewandowski at BVB, Bayern priced him away, right? And Klopp's system has always had the players out wide who give him some substantial number of goals.
Aubameyang, Mkhitaryan.
Yes. Yeah, so getting Haaland into the team would definitely see a change of a system, a change in the style of play to accommodate him. I'm not saying that he would not score goals, but obviously it wouldn't just be about solely the pressing game, right?
But Shakes, remember that they have a midfield maestro in Thiago, so Thiago would be able to spray those passes to a number 9 like Haaland. So there you have it. System already changed. They have the perfect player for it.
No, but remember, no, Liverpool's attacks are not primarily from their midfield. It's primarily from the wingers, the left back and the right back.
No, man,
The
not
fullback.
since Thiago come in, man. You see a lot of attacks starting from midfield.
You're associating it with the prospect that Liverpool could change and do some more attacking from the midfield. Okay, fine.
He did.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Props to
System
Klopp.
change.
Props to Klopp. He bought the right player. We don't need Ireland, because he bought the right player in Jota. When he came in, you could see that he had the goal scoring instinct. So that's all I'm saying. We're missing someone like Jota, who is not looking to pass to Salah or Mane first. He's looking to score goals.
Sure.
And Firmino doesn't play like that. He's looking to see where he can drop off this ball so Salah or Mane can tee it up. Jota doesn't play like that.
All right, so the final fixture of the weekend, we saw Everton getting a 1-0 victory over Southampton earlier today. Much as we expected to be tight, but based on the fact that Everton was at home and Southampton being that inconsistent, we're on the side, but Everton ended up with a victory. That's how the weekend ended, and we look forward into the matches that will take place midweek, and we'll go through them quickly as possible. Tomorrow we see Man City taking on Wolves. Shakes, scoreline prediction.
Man City to win 3-1.
All right. Wednesday at 1 p.m. we'll see Burnley taking on Leicester. Ryan, prediction.
Leicester to bounce back 2-0.
With that many injuries.
They have already injured?
He's still there, but who's going to supply him with those passes?
Well, I'm sure they might. I'm sure Under can get a start.
But he's not a midfielder.
He's not a bad
he's
player.
a winger.
We've seen him in Syria. He's not a bad player.
But he's a winger, that's the thing. But, okay. Move on. Sheffield, Aston Villa. Lynch, your scoreline?
Sheffield, Aston Villa. I'm taking Aston Villa 2-0.
All right. Crystal Palace against Man United. Shakes.
Boy, Manchester United needs a win. We're also on the road. Plus, Crystal Palace had beaten us at the start of the season. So, boy, if Manchester United cannot win this game, just pack up the club. Just pack them up. Put them in a box.
Shakes, I'm going to stick with you for this other fixture. West Brom against Everton.
All right, so that game now, West Brom. I didn't really speak about the West Brom Brighton game. Brighton should have won that game. West Brom, they weren't impressive, though they won the game. But when you win a game, you gain confidence. So for some strange reason, I see this game ending as a draw, 1-1.
All right, and the big match of the midweek on Thursday, we see Liverpool taking on Chelsea. Lynch, kick it off.
Taking Liverpool to win 2-1.
Now, man, analyze the game, man. Where you run?
Analyze. Well, I think Chelsea did the right thing when they changed coach. You notice how coaches don't know to prepare now because a new coach is in. So Chelsea seem like they get it right when they did that, especially. So I don't think Klopp really know what Chelsea is going after watching a couple of games. I don't think he know what Chelsea is coming with. I don't know if he can prepare for this Chelsea team. So Chelsea is a very difficult opponent now to play because of the coach, and they have weapons. People don't realize that Chelsea do have quality players. They do have quality players, but I expect Liverpool to find form somehow. Liverpool has been playing good, just can't seem to score goals, and I'm taking them every week to win. I'm basically taking them every week to win, but also concede because the defense is not good.
So your prediction?
2-1 Liverpool.
All right, boss. And I'm sure you'll be buoyed by Van Dijk and Jota and all those players coming back from injury. Well, they're not fully back, but they're in the process and on the road back to fitness. Ryan, your take on the match?
It's going to be an interesting game. I'm going with a 1-1 scoreline, given the fact that Chelsea will create chances. They have been creating chances, but they have not been putting them away. I mean, we are creating less chances now, but we are still creating chances. Liverpool will also create their chances, and our backline will be targeted. Chelsea should also target Liverpool's backline because they have a young comeback in the backline that can be taken, and there's also Adrian in the goal, which is an empty goal.
Ryan, cut to the chase. How do you see this game finishing?
You already said it.
My common sense is saying 1-1, but I see Chelsea can win based on who is in their defense and their goal.
Whoa. But okay. Next up, the final fixture of the midweek, we'll see Fulham taking on Tottenham. Fulham desperate for a win, and if they win, so I like a possibility that they can draw level on points with Newcastle. And as they know that Fulham has been playing well, Newcastle has been on a downturn of form. Going to go around the table. First up, Ryan, your scoreline prediction.
0-0.
Okay. Shakes.
I'll go with a 2-2 victory. I'm not sold on Tottenham. A 2-2 draw. Sorry. I'm not sold on Tottenham and that 4-0 win versus Burnley. Yeah, because I believe Fulham, they've been playing well as a team and they've been getting decent results, not the best results that they would have wanted, but decent.
They don't score goals.
Yeah, well, guess what? Tottenham do have the best backline. And as I said, they can be breached. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw for this game.
All right, Lynch, your scoreline prediction.
I would be surprised if Fulham get anything from this game. If Gareth Bale is showing the form that he showed last week, then Fulham is in trouble. Anything less than 2 would be a surprise for me. Tottenham winning 2 or more.
All right, and with that being said, we're going to allow Shakes to go and get some sleep because obviously the DPH is working. So, guys, we have come to the end of the live. It was once again a successful show. We had over 35 views at one point in the night, and we have over 200 comments easily. Thanks to all our first-time viewers, to all our first-time commenters, and to all our viewers in the diaspora, and all those that are local as well. We thank you guys for the support. It's absolutely meaningful to us, and we hope that you guys continue supporting us more and more as we look forward to growing stronger each and every show that we keep, because that's the main aim of the show. We aim to educate you guys while we also learn from you guys, because around here, we don't just stick to one thing. If you come with a valid point, we actually take it into consideration, read it, and see if it makes sense, and then, yeah, we agree with your point. That's what we do around here. And as always, the show wouldn't be possible without Josh Carl. Big up yourself once again, producer. You made this possible. You're the one that gets a lot of these people to come on the show. Thanks again, guys. Continue supporting the Sports Frenzzyy family. Support us on Facebook at Sports Frenzzyy. Support us on YouTube at Sports Frenzzyy. And let's keep the thing growing. Until next time, peace out, and hope you all enjoy the football action throughout the midweek as we'll be back here ASAP to discuss it.